Acetaminophen, sold over the counter as Tylenol, is one of the world's most widely used pain relievers, but too much of it could lead to liver damage. The Oklahoma Medical Research Foundation may have found the cause of liver damage when you have had too much acetaminophen. And here with us to explain is scientist Courtney Griffin. So nice to meet you.
You too. Thanks.
I was just telling you, I've just finally nailed saying acetaminophen.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Let's start off. I know we just mentioned Tylenol. What are some other drugs that this is found in?
Absolutely. So acetaminophen is the most common drug found in medications in the U.S. So it's in over 600 different medications. A lot of cold medications like NyQuil, Dayquil, Robitussin, some allergy medications. So it's in a lot of things. Tylenol probably being the most common one.
Yeah, so whether people know it or not, it's probably in all of our medicine cabinets at home.
That's right, yeah.
How much is too much?
Right. So right now, the recommended maximum dose per day would be 4,000 milligrams. And in a typical standard Tylenol pill, there are 325 milligrams. So you are strongly recommended not to take more than 10 standard Tylenol pills. Now, some pills will have more in them, so it's always really important to check the labels carefully to make sure you're not exceeding the recommended dose.
Because when I heard about this story, you know, my ears kind of perked up a little bit, because anytime anybody has a headache,
Sure.
you know, you'll pop a couple Tylenol and you wonder, okay, is that too much, or what about my children? And I know your team is specifically researching this in terms of liver damage. So what are some signs that maybe this isn't going over well inside your body for your liver?
Absolutely. So, you know, as a point of reference, Tylenol overdose or acetaminophen overdose is the leading cause of acute liver failure in the Western world, in the US and in the UK. So it's dangerous in that exceeding the recommended doses, especially excessively exceeding
Sure.
them, can lead to acute liver failure. And so signs of that would include jaundice, you know, your skin turning yellow, abdominal pain, nausea, sleepiness, disorientation, things like that.
And have you met a lot of people who these symptoms are a direct result from taking too much acetaminophen?
Since I'm not a medical doctor, no, I haven't, but I
Okay.
have met a lot of mice, which is what we worked on for this study.
That's what you're testing. Okay.
That's right, yes.
And I know your team has found what's actually causing that liver bleeding. Kind of talk about that aspect of your research.
Right. So acetaminophen is known to damage the liver cells, the hepatocytes, which are the main cells that help to metabolize and break down this drug and actually utilize it. But it's very damaging also to the blood vessels of the liver, and it can cause them to bleed a little bit. We're not talking about a massive hemorrhage, but there's a lot of internal bleeding within the liver that we see in mice that have been overdosed. So we've been studying exactly how acetaminophen overdose leads to that bleeding in mouse livers.
What did lead up to this research? You know, Tylenol, it's all been around for so long.
Right.
Why is this happening right now?
Right. Well, we really used this particular model of acetaminophen overdose because we knew it was linked to a specific protein that we had already shown was quite damaging to blood vessels in different contexts. And we knew from the literature that acetaminophen overdose led to an upregulation of this protein called plasmin. And so we were curious to see if plasmin in the context of acetaminophen overdose would also lead to bleeding.
And what treatments have you found about correcting an overdose,
Right.
reversing the damage that maybe people have been doing for so many years and they had no idea until
Right.
this interview maybe?
Well, just to be clear, none of our studies were done in humans, so this is all relevant to mice right now.
Still a lot more to do.
Still a lot more to do. This is very basic research. But in mice, we could find that blocking this protein of interest, plasmin, which is so highly upregulated after Tylenol overdose, blocking it either through genetics or with certain drugs would dramatically reduce that bleeding in the liver. So we found that to be, you know, a major breakthrough in that we could figure out how to turn off the bleeding associated with Tylenol overdose.
Really interesting. And I know probably most everybody listening, you know, you definitely have it at home, you have a bottle in your purse or in your car on the go. Is there something else that you would recommend? I mean, I know that you're saying you're not a doctor, but after all the research you've done,
Right.
is there another avenue we should be taking instead of just taking these pills?
So I think, the reason acetaminophen is in so many drugs is because it's so effective. It's a great pain reliever and fever reducer. The thing I think that I would recommend to be careful about is being cognizant that it is in a lot of medications. So if you are starting to combine medications, perhaps to combat a sickness, be careful about the cumulative dose of acetaminophen you might be accidentally taking. If you are taking more than just Tylenol, you may be getting more acetaminophen than you realize through other drugs you might be taking.
And I'm so fascinated, too, that you're on this research team and you've been doing this for quite some time. What's the next step of this research, and when might it enter a human trial?
So I think the big gap in knowledge that we look at right now is knowing whether reducing that bleeding, which we were able to efficiently do in mice, whether that actually helps livers heal faster after a Tylenol overdose. Because the bleeding is just one aspect of the liver failure. As I said, there's also a lot of damage going on to the actual liver cells themselves. And so that connection between whether staunching the bleeding helps the rest of the liver heal faster is an important step forward, and one that could make this approach toward blocking the bleeding a really effective therapy toward healing people faster after an accidental Tylenol overdose.
And one last question. I know we're running out of time, but since I'm sitting with a scientist, I've always wanted to ask this question: why mice? Why lab rats? Are we anatomically that similar? To them?
We are genetically quite similar, but there are a lot of other good reasons why we use mice. They're mammals like us. They're small, they breed quickly, and they're easy to house. But most importantly, we can manipulate their genes quite easily, better than a lot of other animals that we work with in a scientific setting. So that's why they've become such a very popular genetic model over the last several decades.
Okay. I've always had that question and have just never had the chance to ask, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you,
appreciate
Courtney.
it.
We appreciate your time and perspective.